Welcome back, sports gamers. It's the Natural. Today I have the full UFC 3 live stream with Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, pound for pound, one of the best to ever do it in the octagon, showing off some UFC 3 gameplay as well as a ton of new improvements found in the game and a ton of improvements made since the beta was released. I have broken it into two parts to make it easier for your viewing pleasure. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more UFC 3 content here at SGL.
I have absolutely no idea. He's been in the game since UFC 1. And
Yes.
oh,
really?
Yeah, he's always been in the corner. And people have always asked that question, why is Dolce still in the game? Why is he everywhere?
Good for him.
He was pretty popular back then.
Yeah, he still is now. He's you know, I mean, he's in the game now,
yeah,
so his socks are
everywhere in the game.
Start the taunts right away. Let's just go.
Right. Yeah, definitely. You can definitely feel the difference of the movement and the graphics. Are obviously a lot better. Obviously, that comes better with you know, the new console. This is a PS4 Pro. What type of TV is this? Is it 4K?
I think it's 1080.
1080p?
60 frames.
60
They're
frames.
running at 60.
Now, why is his stats so high? I mean, look, you see that leg kick? It's incredible. Look at that.
Whoever asked for CM Punk as our first fight, thank you.
Yeah. Who asked for CM Punk? We are doing giveaways too, guys. Giveaways, some hats, some UFC hats. Also a couple sweaters, I believe, too.
Yeah.
So I believe if you guys want to get some of that stuff, just be active in the chat. I wish we would have found out who said pick CM Punk first, because they would have won something. OP.
They're all signed by yourself as well.
Yes, all signed by me as well. I didn't bless it with my tongue, but they're signed, so you're good to go.
I was going to suggest Till or Gait, but you can thank whoever made that suggestion that you're watching.
Oh, no!
Oh,
Get up! Get up! Oh, you're Dodson, huh? You think you're funny, huh?
Let's go.
Combo.
Ooh.
And that's one thing. So you're telling me before we started playing the beta that you could actually learn combos in the game. Like, there's a menu you can go down and find combos, right?
Yeah, we could show that later in the stream. But learning your combos is like really important this year. Every fighter has a unique set of combos across different disciplines and different levels, and there's a lot of combos that you need to look at and learn in order to really play competitively. There's so many that I think people are going to have to take the time to kind of put the combos in their muscle memory to kind of integrate it into their game. I play against different people on the dev team all the time, and you kind of see different looks from everyone because they've taken the time to learn
the combos.
These combos or those combos that kind of fit their playstyle best.
Gotcha. And in the first one, UFC 2, the last game, they didn't have that. Because I remember you guys said they had a lot of feedback that everybody was like, "Oh, you should Superman punch." And what else was that?
Yeah, we had combos, but it was like extremely free flowing to the point where you could throw extremely unrealistic combos. And whatever was the things kind of bubbled up to the top based on things that weren't intentional from our design standpoint. They were just like, well, this animation happens to move faster than that one. Gotcha. And they're allowed to combo, so you kind of see the same combos over and over again. And they were unrealistic, so we wanted to take control over what's a real combo, use that as a tool for differentiating fighters, stuff like that.
Gotcha. And then what's it? So I know it's different with this game. It's more about like, what is the strategy standpoint when I pick this game up? What should I be focusing on? Like when I first started playing, I was just like, go, punch, kick, kick. Then I get knocked out. I'm like, what the hacks? Broken TV, gotta buy a brand new one.
Yeah, I think when people first pick up the game, you're going to see a lot of first-round knockouts.
Gotcha.
The big reason for that is this new vulnerability system. Here's a great example of it right here. So CM Punk's leaned straight into a head kick, and that deals like incredible amounts of damage in this game. That's all new in UFC 3. So if you slip into a strike, if you're throwing a strike and someone catches you on the side that you're leaning into, you're going to deal way more damage. So first thing is to understand that you're vulnerable anytime you're performing an action. So you got to think about what you're doing.
Gotcha.
You got to set up your strikes. The more damaging a strike is, the more vulnerable you are while you're throwing that technique. So you got to be really smart about your shot selection.
And to that point, like the bigger strikes, if you miss them, you have a higher chance of getting countered and going down.
Gotcha.
So if I throw like a big leg kick and I miss, and you counter me with a big shot, boom, I have like a flash knockdown.
Gotcha.
A few more things, like stamina is very important in the game. You deal the most damage with your strikes when you strike from full stamina. So if I throw like a 1-2-3 combo, every strike in that combo will deal full damage if I did it from full stamina, but if I do it from half stamina, it's going to deal a lot less.
Gotcha.
So stamina is very important in terms of dealing damage, but it's also important in terms of vulnerability. If you get caught mid-strike when you have low stamina,
Yep.
you're going to have way more damage done to you than if you're caught when you have high stamina. So you want to keep your stamina as high as possible for as long as possible.
Gotcha. While the other person drains his stamina, they try to capitalize when they make a big miss, and you slip it, then you're able to take them out, right?
Yeah. And then movement, like I said, is a big part of the game. So range management's important. It's very effective to just stay just out of kicking range, wait for your opponent to whiff, and then attack them and try and punish them.
Yep.
But also, forward-moving strikes take longer than standing strikes. So if someone's coming at you really aggressively, you can just hold your ground, plant, and throw a nice crisp 2 and stop them in their tracks. So
Gotcha.
those are kind of the 3 things that people are just going to kind of do by default when they're kind of playing really aggressively, is just attack someone, throw too many strikes, drain their stamina, get caught in vulnerability, and get knocked out.
Gotcha.
So those are the habits people are going to have to break and to be successful.
Yeah.
At the game.
That's one of the things I've noticed since I came here to the EA campus, Vancouver, up here in Vancouver. My skill in this game has gone up tremendously, because before I used to play, I would just go balls to the wall, and now I'm actually like conserving my stamina and trying to figure out when to find an opening and capitalize on when you miss, or just stay in defense and try to counter when the kicks and the punches come.
And try to chain those combos as well. Like even like when I'm slipping some of these shots, Jeff, you can speak to this fluently. Like my combos would be even quicker if I can slip into and dodge, right?
Yeah. So if you successfully slip someone's strike, their recovery frames are increased. So they're slower to recover from the strike if you slip it, which gives you a counter window opportunity. And also they're exposed to more vulnerability when you counter a slip.
Gotcha. Cool. Now I know when you guys did the motion capture for this stuff, you brought up the athletes. What athletes you bring up this time for the motion capture?
Oh, let's see if I can remember them all. We brought up.
I remember you said Uriah Hall.
Yeah, Uriah Hall was here. Dennis Bermudez was the first. Felice Herrig came up. Corey Anderson.
Oh wow.
Angela Hill. Carla Esparza. Kylan Curran.
Good lord, you guys got a lot of you out here. I thought you just got.
Awesome.
I think you just got Uriah and John Dotson.
No.
Did I miss anyone? Is that everyone?
Cajun, you got.
Oh yeah, so Cajun Johnson, he was kind of our go-to guy because he's a Vancouver guy. So Cajun Johnson did probably like half of the fancy kicks in this game. And
good for you, Cajun Johnson. Good for you, my friend.
Arjun Bueller came in. He did our heavyweight locomotion sets and some heavyweight head movement, stunned. He did the best acting as if he was rocked. So we used his in the game.
You should have got him drunk. Like, all right, spin around 20 times. Now walk backwards.
And then a local stuntman kickboxer named Ian Rizzolo. He did a lot of the striking in the game as well.
Wow, nice.
We also brought in Gabe Varga from Glory. He came in early on as well, so there's some of his mocap in here as well.
Now, how much data do you get? How much data do you want to capture before you start implementing, or do you let's say you brought your eye Hall up here and you do maybe 5 hours of motion capturing, and then how soon do you just put it into the game and start get it to?
This whole RPM system was new for us. So early on in development, we were experimenting a lot.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of so bring people in, try some stuff out. This worked, this didn't. But by the time we started bringing up the UFC fighters, we had everything down to a science, and we were able to run them through 40 minutes, capture all of their locomotion, another 40 minutes for striking, and then we would have the data in game within a week.
Wow.
It was awesome. That's why we were able to do that mocap shoot with the female fighters post-alpha, and we got the data in within a week. It was awesome. I've never had an experience like that building a game.
Wow.
And that's something that this tech allowed us to do.
Gotcha.
DJ, lots of questions asking how your shoulder's doing.
My shoulder's doing good. Thanks for asking, guys. It's it's a process. Thank God for the console games, because I can sit here and play like this and have no strain on my shoulder. So it's going good. It's part of the process. That's one of the things I noticed about this game too. As I'm my fighting style, how I tried to get on people. Oh my goodness! How should I get on people? I always have to manage my stamina and try to pick my shots. Pick them. And just a reminder, this game comes out February 2nd worldwide for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And a lot of people out there, a lot of my PC gamers, the Master Race, why not PC yet? Is it hard to convert it over to PC, or?
Oh man, everyone asks that question and I can't answer.
What?
Maybe Mark can answer. I don't know.
Mark?
Yeah, well, Xbox and PS4 has just been our top priorities. When you look ahead to the potentially UFC 4, it's definitely on the radar.
So we're getting UFC 4 confirmed. You heard it here. Okay, go on.
We just dropped that. But for UFC 3, we just focus on the 2 consoles.
Gotcha.
It's not hard. We can do it. I know the dev team develops on PC. Obviously, there's work to be done to make sure it's optimized for that platform, but something definitely we're looking at in the future.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we hear you, fans.
They hear you. It's gonna come on PC, probably launch on Steam, or.
So one thing for people to notice here, we made some changes since the beta to stamina. So CM Punk is very, very low right now on his long-term stamina. You'll see his hands are down when he's moving around. His strikes are a lot slower, and his combos are a lot slower as well. So we got the feedback from the community that stamina wasn't having a big enough effect long-term, and you're seeing the results of this right now.
That's hard. It's always hard trying to maximize the stamina to where I really...
There you go.
No! Get up, CM Punk! No!
Boom! 10 seconds.
So the winning matchup for the next matchup is Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley.
Oh, Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley. Okay, I'll be my boy Tyron Woodley.
All right, I'll take Till.
Try to do some justice, my brother. I try to do some justice.
Let's switch fighters here. Yeah, we added some custom stuff for just Darren Till. Or no, we didn't add it for Darren Till, Justin Gait. But Till's one of the new fighters for the launch patch.
Yes.
He wasn't announced when we announced the roster, but he's
We're
going to be
getting
in
some
the game.
heat from the
Day
community, but
zero yet,
we just couldn't announce it yet. But there you go, we confirmed.
You're always going to get heat from the community. The internet always wins. Matt Hughes, so good to see him.
It was
walking, being healthy now. Very awesome.
Were you at that fight?
I was not at that fight. I was at home. But it was nice to see him get that standing ovation and have them bring him out. All right, where is our Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley? Where are you, Tyron? How do you guys get my beard looking so damn good in this game? How'd you guys do that?
It's our rendering team.
That's it. Yeah,
Rendering
the rendering
team
does a phenomenal
They
job.
did a good job.
Yeah.
Like very, very good job. They even got the fade to it too.
There you go. There's Darren Till.
Put some extra sheen in there.
That's
Little conditioner.
Oh yeah, they did. That's a lovely tattoo he has too. Look at that smile. I just looked at it and I was like, I feel like I'm fighting 2 people with that arm. Where are you?
Am I remembering right? That's his ex-girlfriend.
Is
I
it?
seem to remember him saying that was his ex-girlfriend.
Did you have to get it like
I could be wrong.
a send and release
Yeah, as you
form for
Google that one.
Google that.
Darren
It was
Till.
Darren Till's tattoo.
Yeah.
It might be a mermaid. Mermaid D people, by the way.
Yeah, let's make sure.
Right,
3
here we
rounds.
go.
All right.
Air
let's do this.
Canada, difficulty normal, 3 rounds. 3 rounds, okay.
Yeah.
So I remember in the first one, everybody can do flying knee. Like you said, they were doing moves that weren't realistic, right? So in this one, in UFC 3, is everybody have a set move? Like I realized when I was grappling with my character, I was able to do Kimura from the side control. I was able to take the back and choke you out.
Yeah.
I was able to do the mighty whiz bar.
Yes.
So with this character, so with Darren Till, obviously his strike is gonna be, it should be more fluid, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
And to where Tyron Woodley should have more of the power. So how's that go? Is that going into the stats play, or how's that?
The big thing is the movesets. So we're a lot more, I'd say, conservative with the movesets this time around. In UFC 2, we kind of erred on the side of giving people techniques that they could maybe throw because they train this discipline or whatever.
Gotcha.
Now we're holding back to things that people have actually thrown in the UFC or in other promotions as they were coming up. And so the Mighty Whiz Bar, for example, you are the only one that can do that in the game, across the whole game.
So make sure you play as me if you want to pull that move off, okay?
Same with like the Showtime kick. There were a few people that had it last
Oh, yeah,
time.
yeah,
People were complaining about that, so now it's Anthony Pettis.
Gotcha.
I think there's one other guy
I like
who
that.
did it
That's
recently.
good. I think that's good. I think
Yeah.
it builds more of a depth to that certain character, right? Because
so the moves along with the custom combos, I think fighters are going to feel a lot more unique this time around.
Gotcha. Look at that beard.
Jeff, there's a question for you.
Yeah.
What are the biggest improvements since the beta?
Since the biggest improvements, man, there's a lot. Definitely, I think the stamina thing adds a lot of depth to the game. I'm really happy with that. We made a bunch of improvements to little bits of responsiveness in the game here and there. Those ones are really big. They should make the game feel a lot better. Oh man, what else was there? There were a bunch of missing feints in the game. We fixed all of that. You couldn't block after feinting, so when people were canceling their strikes, they were eating punches. So that's a big fix. Of course, the high-profile, flashy ones, the ragdoll tuning that went in. A lot of people were complaining about the ragdolls.
That right there.
Yeah. So that one's interesting because we were we knew about that going into the beta, but we focused a lot of our development time on gameplay stuff, so that we were able to test out the actual gameplay in the beta, and we knew the ragdoll tuning wasn't done.
Yeah.
But we said, you know what, let's focus on gameplay because that's what's important. We got a ton of feedback, more than I was expecting on the ragdoll stuff, but luckily we were kind of already on the path towards where we are now. So
yeah, I didn't see a lot of ragdolling when I played the beta.
No.
I didn't see. I mean, compared from when I played the UFC 2 beta
Yeah.
to the UFC 3 beta, didn't see much ragdolling at all.
yeah, it was it was a new system, but it hadn't been tuned yet, so it kind of switches between a bunch of fall animations on the way down, but it was kind of playing a stiff looking animation once you hit the ground.
Gotcha.
Now we've loosened it all up, so it starts off playing an animation so it looks realistic. You don't get those uppercuts flipping guys over completely, but once you hit the ground you're loose, more like a ragdoll.
Gotcha.
Looks a lot better.
Those uppercuts are actually legit when people do front flips. The ragdoll,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
real. It happens all the time.
Jeff, how big of a difference is the RPM tech from UFC 2?
Oh man, it's huge. I don't know, have you played UFC 2 since playing UFC 3?
I have.
you gone back?
I have gone back,
I
and
couldn't believe how different it was.
the thing was funny is that I was like, look at this flying knee. It's so easy to do all these moves. And I played this one, I was like, I can't do a flying knee. I'm like sitting there, like, how do I do it? How do I do it? Oh, here we go.
The biggest thing I noticed was when I just picked up the controls and started moving around, it felt so sluggish compared to UFC 3.
Well, the big one too, Jeff, for us is in UFC 2, your feet were cemented to the ground, literally, so you couldn't strike moving forward or back. UFC 3, obviously, you can do it both forward and back, so full range of motion, right?
Again.
That's probably the biggest
DJ
change.
loves his leg
Yeah.
kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely that. Definitely the movement as how I'm just moving the joystick right now, and then move my head as the modified way. I just slip that cross. You see that?
You couldn't do
Whoa, you just did that jab too. What you got, baby? Come on, baby. Come on. My stamina's going on. I got blocked now. Woo. Look at you. Go. They need to fire you. They need to fire you. Hire me. Look at this.
The other big one too is obviously the combos, how smooth they are. Just chaining together those combos with the movement was never possible because you couldn't move before. So
Yeah.
it's a game changer. I think, DJ, you said it earlier, where strategically you have to fight different now.
Yes.
Which that completely changes the game from ground up, which then goes directly into the control. So while the guys are playing, I'll just talk to the controls briefly. We listened to everybody's feedback through the beta. We read all the forums. What we saw in the beta was after a couple days, because obviously with the new controls this year, there's a learning curve. But after like day 3, day 4, you know, our community, our players got really used to the controls because of all the nuances and all the subtleties, like you're just doing slipping and dodging and chaining these combos. So, you know, I just, you know, challenge the community, put the time into the control, spend a couple days, really start to master the feeling. And get a feel of it, right? Because the controls go directly with this new system.
Yes.
Right? We had to change the controls
I got him rocked.
to match the RPM tech.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show them. Is that okay if I show them the moveset? The
Yeah,
combos?
go for it.
So I remember when I mean, when you play games like this, and like you said, you guys took time and effort to make everybody stand out very uniquely to have their own combos. Like I was doing triangle and circle with Tyron Woodley, and he was throwing uppercuts. He was throwing a high kick. So if you want to find out what the combos the character's going to be able to do, you just go to Game Help, go to View Moves, and right here, and you actually have combos, like a set of lists of how to do your certain combos. These are punches, kicks, L1.
Go all the way over to the right there.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah.
R1. And here's my boxing combos, my kickboxing combos, Muay Thai combos, and empty. I'm assuming it's for customized.
No, they're traditional. Yeah, that's
Traditional.
So it doesn't have any traditional.
Gotcha. So if I go to the boxing combos, level 3, here's a combo. So you do L2 square, R2, L2 square, L1 square, and you're going to do that body jab, lead hook. And then even some of the combos get pretty intense when you get down here. I mean,
There's a lot.
You can do
Look
like
at that!
5-hit combos.
what is that? That's a jab, hook, lead uppercut. And right there, it's already giving you how to get that combo off, which I think it's like you said, it's unique to that play style of that character. So for me, when I picked the game up, I'm like, square, square, triangle, X, circle, and it's like, bah, bah, bah. It's not as fluid.
Yeah.
But now that I see this, if I just, hit square, circle, no, square, double, double, I'm going to do jab, uppercut, lead, uppercut.
Yeah.
So,
And in UFC 2, people could like pretty much just switch lead back, any technique, and you'd get a combo up to like a length of, I can't remember what it was, 5 or 6 or something. Now you got to really know your fighters' movesets. You got to know what combos they have. And it takes a lot of muscle memory, I find, to throw these combos. You got to really practice them to be able to use them in the heat of a fight.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm actually just cheating now. I'm just trying to get myself some combos. Okay, you ready to go? Yep, I got a brand new combo. Watch him hit with this 3-piece chicken wing. Come on, come on. Where you going?
Hey Mark, Brian is watching from Mexico. He wants a shout out.
Hey Brian Hayes, what's shaking?
Brian Hayes.
Hey, baby.
Hey, make sure you put a lot of sunscreen on that head. I know you bald.
Just lobstering it up.
Oh, you're throwing elbows. How do you throw elbows?
Hold down the block button and press punch. So
He's not throwing elbows.
He doesn't have elbows, I guess. And knees are the block button and kick.
There we go. See, that's that new 3-piece combo I got. Triangle, boom, boom, up, right there. Okay. Hit.
And Robin will go through this later with career mode, but we have this new feature in the game as well, where if you're getting beaten by a combo, you could actually record that in the AI and practice against that as well.
So you're working, you're slipping and you're dodging. Gotcha.
If you're playing online and you keep landing a sick five-strike combo, I'm like, man, how do I beat DJ? I can go plug that into the AI and just keep practicing it.
Gotcha. So you can just focus on that.
Yeah.
That's good. Because sometimes it's almost like if that person, like, he was throwing a lot more elbows, time when he couldn't throw any elbows. So for that, I'm like, okay, I got to keep in mind that he has certain distance where he can be very dangerous at, where he gets super close. So, like you said, adds more depth into the game or the character you're going to be playing. Instead of everybody you're just reskinning them and everybody can do flying knee, arm bars. Well,
like a great example of that.
Oh, hang on 1 second, I'm busy.
Go for it.
Cut, find a hole. Block for dog. All right, you were saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't get the job
no,
there.
a great example of that is Damian Maya, right? Like if he takes you to the ground, you're in a dangerous waters, right? Whereas standing and bang with him, you probably have the advantage, right?
Yeah.
So we try to get all that depth and authenticity into each characteristic of the fighters.
Gotcha.
Whereas you're just good all around.
That's how it should be. 100 stats all around the board.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I was playing the beta and I was at Edson Barboza versus Khabib, and each time Khabib took me down, I could not save my life. Like it was literally,
powerful wrestling.
Just powerful wrestling. I couldn't do anything to get up, and I was so frustrated. But at the same time, that's
real.
That's what happened in the fight when they fought. Yeah. Khabib mauled him on the ground. I was like, good for you, Khabib. Uh-oh. Overhand right. There it is. Yeah.
Nice.
What else is different in career mode?
So we'll talk about that in a bit, but
okay.
the big hitters, like so Raman, our producer on Career, will walk us through step by step. The biggest thing from a high level, we're just trying to build that immersion of the UFC and put it into the game.
Gotcha.
So like the weigh-ins, the press conferences, the blogs, social media. We even have Megan O'Leary in the game this year with like UFC minutes and trying to make it really interactive. So if you're a UFC fan and you want to feel like it's what it's like to be a UFC athlete.
Yep.
That's what we tried to install into career mode this year. Really try to make that immersion come out.
Gotcha.
So some big layers in there.
Any bar fights or anything like that?
We'll save that one for the next one.
DLC download? Download content bar fight? Yeah.
But yeah, career mode is one of our obviously most popular modes from the community. So it was gameplay and career are two biggest areas of depth this year. The team's done an amazing job. A couple of years just putting all their efforts there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm excited to play career mode. Let me see if I get a bigger paycheck in the online gaming community than I can in real life.
Get that 7 digits.
Yeah. So then I'm going to tweet it, take a picture, and tweet it to Dan. I'm like, Dan, what the hell?
Yeah.
I wish you were nice as the
EA Sports.
EA Sports one. No, he's
ours is in Canadian funds, though, so there's 30%.
Oh, hey! Well, go ahead.
Hey, Jeff, question about ground game and clinch changes since the beta.
Since the beta, we did a live tuner set during the beta that sped up clinch escapes so that it was easier to get out of the clinch so people couldn't hold you in there that long. So that made it into the final version of the game as well. We tuned up ground and pound, so block breaks down a lot faster on the ground than in the beta.
What's going on? Oh,
end
around. Okay. I thought you were trying to kiss me. Get off me!
Tried to make ground and pound similar to UFC 2 in terms of how many strikes it takes to knock someone out. Mostly just minor tuning based on feedback. No big changes since the beta outside of that.
But maybe we speak to the overall changes from UFC 2, like the submission.
Yeah, UFC 2. That was the other big one, was the submission gate tuning.
Yeah.
I'll switch my stance here.
trying to distract him so you get.
No, I get it. Well, that's one thing you guys told me too. Like when you switch stance, so right now Tyron Woodley's in the orthodox stance, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so if I go, the basic combo in the game is square, square, triangle, which is gonna be jab, jab, 1-1-2.
Yeah.
But if I switch to southpaw, now my controllers change. It's not going to be square, square, triangle. My square becomes my cross, and my triangle becomes my jab.
Yeah.
Which is pretty damn cool because in real life that's what essentially happens. So now it's going to be triangle, triangle,
Exactly.
square.
And you've done a lot of damage to my left leg, so now I'm forced to switch stance, and now my combos come out completely different. So that's a huge strategy for people. If you want to attack the leg, you can get your opponent to force them to switch stance, put them in an uncomfortable position, hard to throw strikes, easier to finish.
Yep.
And to that point, when you're circling and you want to catch him, maybe if you're circling to your left and you want to catch him with a hook.
Yep.
So that all comes into play now that you can move while striking as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a lot of depth. A lot more depth in this game. Because when I did that, I was like, why is my square, square, triangle not working? And you're like, you're in southpaw. And I was like, oh.
Question for you, champ.
What's up?
Where do you keep all your belts?
I only have 3 belts right now, and it's in my office downstairs in the closet. 2 of them are in the case, and 1's out of the case. Why did I break? I want to take them down. I should be the superior grappler. But I keep them at the house. I'm waiting for, hopefully one day I get all the rest of them. I haven't been on Dana White about getting the rest of them, so I was trying to
You took that sick photo that one time.
take it. It was very overwhelming when I got that photo, too.
Yeah.
All those belts. The buddy who brought him out there almost broke his back trying to get him to us.
Did you blow that photo up?
I did not.
No,
I did
that'd
not.
be sick in your office.
That's the thing. Like, if you come to my house, there's no
Memorabilia.
memorabilia of me at all on the wall. So I almost kind of feel sad about it because where's my Kimura? Okay.
Here's a new transition that's new to UFC 3, the up transition side control. Put pressure on his face and get back to half guard.
Gotcha. How you gonna take my back? This is hacks, hacks, hacks.
So there we see the new HUD on the bottom.
Get out of here! Get him out of here!
Oh, broke it.
Come on.
That's something we didn't have in UFC 2 as well, showing the gates, so our players know exactly.
Oh, how far you need to go to be able to
Yeah.
submit this, get a submission?
We just made it a little bit more accessible to read.
And are there different variations of
Let me
gates?
show you how to submit somebody. Let me show you how to submit somebody, okay? Just sit there and let it happen, okay?
Yes.
Just let it happen. Shh. Hey.
Let's go to sleep.
Uh-oh. Here we go, baby. Here we go.
So close.
I know. Whoa! Saved by the bell!
Saved by the ding dong.
Dang it!
Yeah,
Thought I had it.
Was there a question, sorry, about the gates?
Yeah, it was just, are there different gates for different submissions?
Well,
Yes.
different submissions have different gates, right? So, like, the Mighty Whiz Bar, that has one gate.
One.
So
One
you
gate,
land-
so-
you land that baby, you're...
One.
In a lot of trouble.
That's a special.
One. That was into the fight?
Decision.
Oh, that was the end of the
It's
Who
fight.
only
you,
a 3 round.
chat, who you think won it? Who you think got
Reza,
it?
who wins?
Woodley or Till? Who you think got it? Here we go.
Who is it, Reza? Quick.
You looking at my face? What? Oh, no.
Rob.
No way, Rob.
Yeah.
We must be in Vegas. That's what this is. That's what's going on here.
Spot on, judge call.
Next,
Oh, my
next
goodness.
matchup, people want to see, a lot of people want to see Gait in the
All right, let's do
signature
that.
blocks.
Yes, let's do that.
So
Nice.
let's do Ferguson Gait.
Okay. Snap down city. I'll be snap down city because I'm gonna do that signature block. Unbelievable.
You want to do the signature block?
No, you do it.
Oh,
You do it. You
okay.
do it. I'll be snap down
Okay.
city. Unbelievable.
So just the backstory for everybody watching. So that signature block, our new system with RPM Tech has allowed us to bring the athletes into mocap and capture all these characteristics and then get them back in the game. So we'll show you some demos of that today.
There is Justin Gaethje. Everyone wanted to see him.
Yeah.
Another
Is this
one
the
of the
first
new.
time on screen?
Yeah.
Gaethje?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mark, a lot of people asking about simple submission. What is it, and how do you pull it off?
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's for those of you that don't want to go through all the gates and try to escape, it's literally you just have to hit some buttons and the AI will play through it for you. So you can still go to the ground, you can still have fun. It's just a simple way to get through the gates. You don't have to play with it, it's just an option. But again, for those of you that aren't the best on the ground, I'm not super good, so I use it sometimes, but it's there for you.
All right,
Let me give Tony Ferguson that championship edition trunks for the champ. What do you mean by that? Like you said, there's different gates, right? But you
Yes.
can press different buttons.
It's more of a hammering the button to get through the gates, and the AI
So
will
it's-
play through it with you.
So instead of doing the up, down, up, down,
Exactly.
down, gotcha. So next time I get him a submission, I just keep pressing X.
Exactly.
They don't get that.
Yeah, and the the trick, a lot of guys have been asking on the community as well, like, what's the trick for getting out of submissions? A lot of times you're focusing on the 2 gates.
Yeah.
You know, there's the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Try to focus your efforts on, like, trying to push the 2 gates out,
Mhm.
and then tricking sometimes to get an out, kind of like I got out earlier against you.
Hey, why you
See
got
that
Taliban
shit?
in the stream, huh? What are you going to do, huh?
So
yes, indeed.
here's what people are asking to see. So Justin Gaethje has this signature block where just puts his head down, hands up. His movement speed is a lot lower, but he is completely protected to round strikes and open to straight strikes. So
Nice.
obviously you're going to start throwing some straight strikes at me. But if I get hit with a hook while I'm using a special block, there's no block stun, so I can counter right away. And he's got all these custom signature strikes out of that block.
Wow, that's quick.
So hooks, overhands, and leg kicks.
Jeff, what are the finish the fight submissions?
Oh, okay, so that's new to UFC 3. If you knock your fighter down into one of the finish the fight positions, so that's like, I don't know if these names are going to make sense to people, but we call them belly, back, left fetal, right fetal. It's one of the positions where the guy's not conscious anymore. When you jump on him with a diving punch, usually you try to finish him with ground and pound. But you have the option now to finish him with a submission. And you choose to do that if you have like a big stamina advantage on your opponent, but he's got a relatively healthy head.
Healthy head.
Yeah.
I would hope.
you want to opt for this submission. We did a lot of tuning actually since the beta on that. It was way too easy to finish someone with ground and pound, so the finish the fight submissions weren't really that useful in the beta. So we made those a lot more survivable from punches, making the submissions a lot more important to use in the right situation.
Gotcha. Huh. Nobody got me that on me when I was playing today. Tell you that. We got any winners for a giveaway yet? We giving anything away yet, my friend?
We have some winners.
Well, you want to give their names out and give them a shout out?
Once they reply, maybe.
You're not even doing anything. You're over there playing Galaga, aren't you?
A lot of people asking about leg kicks, particularly Justin Gaethje. Obviously, leg kicks were a big thing in the beta.
Yeah.
What are some of the improvements for final?
So we did not touch the overall damage of leg kicks. I'm really happy with the way the game plays right now. I think it's really realistic in terms of leg damage, right?
Yeah, I think if it's something like even when I was checking, right?
Yeah.
We were playing earlier, and I was being Edson Barboza, and I was throwing leg kicks, like I just kept him banging and banging him. He would switch to a different stance, southpaw. I kept banging the inside of that same leg that was already damaged, and then eventually he caught on. And he started checking him, and then my leg started getting banged up, and then at the end of the 5th round, I would throw a leg kick, and he would check it, and we would both fall to the ground because literally in real life, sometimes it's almost better to eat the leg kick than to check it because, I mean,
See that here?
yeah, shit hurts. It hurts in real life. So I'm not developer in this game, but I'm satisfied with the leg kicking. It's one of my favorite things to go to in this game. It hurts. Like I'd rather get punched in the face and take a leg kick.
Yeah.
Because-
Well, that's what we do in the game, right? You eat that leg kick to land that hook.
yeah.
So is that like it's real life? In
No.
fight?
I don't want to. I mean, if I'm in exchange
Yeah.
for a leg kick, yes, either a hook or overhand right.
Yeah.
But in general, I don't want to check the leg kick. I rather just eat the leg kick instead of bringing my shin up to clack because who knows, you might fracture your shin. But with this, it's realistic because if I check it, not only am I taking damage, he is too.
Yeah.
So in this game, we're both taking damage when we check the kick. Instead of if I eat the kick in this game, I'm taking the damage, not him. That makes it.
Is there a Jeff? This one's for you. Is there a normal block option for Gaethje?
Yes, he can use his normal block, so I'm doing that right now. So if DJ throws some straight punches at me, block him like normal, then I can just switch to the Gaethje block. And now if he throws a hook, there's no block stun, and I can counter very quickly off of hooks and other round strikes.
And then Mark, one for you. Out of all the new things that have been put into the game, in terms of modes, which one's your favorite, and which one do you think is most hyped?
Woo! Hi!
It's interesting, right? Because gameplay is so fun, and when I play career mode, I still get to experience gameplay. So gameplay I'll park to the side, but career mode right now for me, it just shows all the depth that the team's put in with all that immersion, you know, there's some gaps in UFC 2 that we just didn't have, like with the press conferences, the weigh-ins, and the sort of the bad bloods. So as you're building up your hype in career mode, it actually feels like you're a UFC superstar. So I love career. Spent hours on it in development, and I think the community and fans will love it too.
How long does it take to develop a game? Like from start to like, so
Yeah.
UFC 3 launches February 2nd,
Yes.
worldwide, PS4, Xbox One.
Yes.
So when you guys launch this game, obviously you're going to do some patches, some DLCs.
Yes.
You're still working this game to keep it optimized because people are always going to fight. What do you see you tracking me, dog?
I just don't want you to jump on me here. I keep
So
my range.
when is first, like, when do you break ground to start the next game? Like, how long does it take from you break
Start
ground, start to end?
Yeah, it's usually an 18-month to, say, 2-year cycle.
Uh-huh.
Depends on the ship window, but roughly, let's just say two years, give or take a few months. Just to answer your question, though, so now that we're shipping the game next week, we already have our team, our producers, already starting to think about the next one.
Gotcha.
You know, what's some high-level concepts we're going to be watching the community feedback that we can bring into the next one as well.
Gotcha.
So we start high-level concept discussions already.
Yep.
In parallel, for UFC 3, we have a whole dedicated team running live services. All the patches, all the fighters that we're adding post-launch. There's a lot of Ultimate Team content that we put out as well.
Yep.
And that team stays live for the entire duration until we ship the next game.
Gotcha.
So we actually still have a team focusing on UFC 2 that will then transition to UFC 3 once we go live.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Jeff, does Holloway still have a stand and bang?
He does, yes.
Oh, we'll have to see that next.
Yeah.
Is that where he goes like this?
Yeah. If you taunt down with him in the last 20 seconds of a round, he points at the ground. And if the opponent does the same, then they enter this mode where there's stamina doesn't matter, you can't do takedowns, and you just trading punches for
Really?
the last 20 seconds, yeah.
Let's go fucking do that. I want to see that. I have to see that. Max is crazy. I remember being there live when he fought with Carl Lamas. He was like, "You will do it?" I'm like, "Max, no, don't do it. What are you doing?" All right, lightweight. And I'll let you be Max. I don't know how to.
Okay. Well, you gotta do your part, too.
So just press down on the D-pad.
Yeah.
when
Oh, okay,
it's
okay,
like,
okay. So I'll be
Who do you want to be?
Frank Yeager and
Alright.
you be Max. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to mess this up. They want to. The community wants to see the finger point down, and they'll get it.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
question about what can you do to customize Fight Now experience?
So for Fight Now this year, actually, again, next to career mode, it's one of our most played modes. Again, I'm sure you guys just like playing with buddies like this on the couch. So what we've done this year is we brought a whole suite of modes under the Fight Now sort of banner, if you will. So you can click Fight Now, and then you have a whole suite of couch modes. We have one where it's stand-up only, so you have your full... It's a little bit different than knockout mode. So knockout mode is just big strikes.
Oh, we gotta wait till the last
First
20
one say to
seconds,
10.
so
Oh, okay.
Whereas this year, that mode is like the full game, but just without ground game. We also have submission shootout. If you want to just play on the ground game, you can play on the ground with your buddies as well. We know that's a huge popular mode. We have a lot of Brazilian fans out there that love jiu-jitsu, so we added that one. We have another one where you can just play with your sliders and just adjust things like stamina, transition speeds. I think there's like 14 total sliders in there as well. So you could produce your own experience in there. Anything I missed in there? Those are the big ones. And obviously knockout mode. That was a very popular mode. First person lands, say 3 or 5 or 10 strikes, whatever you set it to, wins. It's just a quick mode to try to get up to speed with sort of the new controls as well.
What about customization of your character? Can you make character in this game? That was a badass combo you just did there.
One of my favorite combos.
Let me see that.
1-2 uppercut straight. I love
Nice
that
one,
combo.
beauty.
That was 1, 2, 5, 2. Do it
Yeah,
again.
1-2-5-2.
That's a legit combo,
And
ladies
then
and
there's
gentlemen.
a 1-2-5-2. There you go.
Hey!
And then there's a 1-2. There's a 1-2-3-2, I think, as well. So if you want to mix up the uppercut with the hook.
See, that's dope. That's nice.
Yeah.
The Creative Fighter you asked. So we have the exact Creative Fighter tool that we had in UFC 2. Made it more accessible, added some more content in there as well. So you can do everything you did in UFC 2 and sort of anything you can imagine you can create.
Nice.
It's a super popular feature.
Can I get my guy a tail? Tail and wings?
a tattoo if you can create it, for sure.
So no
There's
extra
no
no extra
props.
appendages is what
No.
you're saying. Okay.
We're rated T.
Yeah, that get bad pretty fast.
We're watching you guys. We know what you guys do.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, Frankie's a stud, man. I love his style too. He's a legend.
Yeah, he moves pretty smooth in this game, and his combos are good. And that combo, that 1-2-5-2, and that's what you guys are talking about with this game. How you can do combos like moving, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So as I'm moving, I'm throwing these combos. I'm always moving on that angle, trying to get that advantage over him.
Yes.
Which is something I would love to. That's what you try to do in a fight as well. All right, we got 20 seconds
20
and counting.
seconds left.
Okay, so
Let's not miss it.
how do I taunt?
Okay, so I'll go first. I'll press down on the D-pad.
Oh,
and
down
then
on the
once I press
D-pad.
down, you press
Just
down on the
then
D-pad
throw
too.
haymakers.
Okay, let's
after
just
that.
stand here.
Okay.
Just count it down.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, here we go. Down. Now you do it. Down. And now we're in the mode.
Oh shit!
Get up!
Ah!
Go, go.
Oh yeah, your stamina doesn't move. Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty dope. Oh man. Don't do it, Frankie. When he said point down, don't do it. Just run. That's hilarious. Any winners yet? Any winners? Any some giveaways? Or are you just sitting there hiding all these gifts and putting on eBay for sale?
I mean, notice T2F. Big winner right there.
T2F. Congratulations. You won yourself something. Either a signed hat or... And USADA is here?
Oh, shit.
I know who that is. He sits there and says, oh, somebody just failed a drug test. USADA and...
Noise T2F?
Noise.
Oh, nice T2F. And winners.
USADA.
Nice T2F and USADA. Congrats. You won yourself something. Make sure you get the EA. Your information will get you out this gift. Congrats. USADA. You should make USADA in this game. And give stats 100, 100, 100, 100. And once it hits people, it goes, oh, he's out. And
A mini game to pee in the cup.
yeah. Come on. So here's a question. With the career mode, you guys are talking about social media posts and all that stuff. Is there any like MMA junkie or MMA fighting type of like? Should we wait to career mode? Wait. I apologize. I apologize, Age. We beat you up. Wait for the last 20 seconds. You're going down, my friend. 1, 2, bah.
Nice combo.
You see that was
Nice.
6-piece chicken meal. The Colonel would be proud of me right now. Blah. And it's weird because some guys, their combos come off a lot smoother than other guys. Like if when I was seeing Punk, it was not coming off like it's,
Yeah. And it depends on your stamina as well. When you're full stamina, you're quick.
See, how come he was able to defend the takedown like that so fast? So when I did take down, no.
I think you let go. I think you gave it up.
Did I really?
Yeah.
No, stop moving.
All
Come
right,
here.
right,
Let me see.
Yeah,
you
you're
gave it
not
up.
doing it.
What?
Keep holding.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, I have to keep holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. I knew that. But I knew that.
Just test it.
Yeah, just test it. Yeah, I'm good. Come on, Frankie, get there.
Mark and Jeff, one for you. What part of the game are you most proud of this year?
Oh man, honestly, damage. I think the damage system is awesome, and it's made the game so much more fun. All the RPM stuff is awesome. It looks great, but I think the damage system is really what makes it.
Yeah.
When you make a mistake in the game, you know you made a mistake before you see it on screen,
Yes.
and I think that kind of accountability that you have makes the
the
game
hell?
so much more fun. You don't
Yes.
feel that you were cheated on anything.
Absolutely.
It's
I feel cheated each time I get you in the arm. I get you in submission. I feel cheated every single time.
And for me, similar to the damage, but I'll take a step back and just give kudos to Jeff and the whole gameplay team. When they took on RPM Tech this year, they literally scared the shit out of Brian, myself, and all the leadership team
I'm just
around.
gonna keep trading.
Hey, we're gonna take out all gameplay. We're gonna throw it out, and we're gonna add this new system and take a bit of a gamble. And they pulled it off. So it took 2 years getting all the athletes into mocap, rebuilding it from scratch. And what you see here today is like the end result of just that fluidity and that motion. And to Jeff's point, like when I lose a match now, I actually feel like it was me and not the game. Whereas in sometimes UFC 2, you got those flash knockouts. So competitive play could almost be impossible because it could feel unfair. That doesn't exist anymore, and I think that's why it's so addicting.
Yeah, I don't think people really understand how much work this was. Like
Yeah.
to rebuild the striking with a whole new animation system in one cycle.
Ah!
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, it never happens. That
No.
never happens in this industry, and we
No.
got extremely lucky that we had a new tech They came out exactly when we were in pre-pro.
Yes.
And we had all the foundation from UFC 2 that we could just focus on the core gameplay, core animation features. Oh, jeez.
And we doubled down on that
There it
for
is.
2 years.
It's truly revolutionary, and we say that all the time in marketing, every single year. But this time, it really is.
This is for real, for reals.
Yeah,
For reals, dog. Chuck him out.
Here we go.
There we go, boys. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell? I did it.
there we go.
I'll tell you one thing. Me, your stamina is super high. I don't know if it's because we're getting better at the
There's a
game.
bug. There's a bug. It's frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, well, go ahead, go ham on you.
Oh, geez.
That would be fixing.
Nice. Stamina didn't break yet.
Have we seen that before? I've never
Big
seen that.
punches.
Well, I think
But to the earlier question, like in the couch mode, you could actually tune the game.
you
to
can
this.
tune the game.
Yeah.
So
What the heck?
picture we're in our custom
All right, this is a
fight
new
now.
game now.
Can't block forever, baby.
No, I can't. It's not going down.
Oh. Get in there, Frankie. What are you doing? Get in there.
I don't know how to play like this.
And here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
stun. Nice
Oh,
combo.
Oh, jeez.
Finish it.
Hear all this clicking.
QA, if you're watching,
Yeah,
let's get on this right away. Oh,
Jeff, question about fighter stats after
Yep.
they fight in real life.
Yeah.
Are there going to be updates?
yeah. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing updates. Raymond here actually is in charge of that stuff, and you have a 220 update going out at some point, right?
What gives him the power? Who put him in charge of all that stuff?
I have a lot of power.
Do you want to tell people what the updates are in terms of stats? No?
That was sick.
I don't want to cause
You
this
don't.
war right now. But,
It has something to do with stamina.
Francis
It's
Ngannou
something to do with
and
stamina.
Steve
Yeah.
So,
It
what you're,
reflects the-
so
with
basically
the
what you're
fight.
saying is you're going to have Ngannou's stamina.
it's a pretty drastic.
I'll give you his address to the guy when I see when I get in Vegas, okay? This right here is dope. That back
Yeah,
shot,
looks nice.
that was, I've seen him, Frankie's done it before when he fought, what's his name? They had 3 trilogy, Maynard, Gray Maynard.
Yeah.
He hit him with that when the Gray Maynard turned his
yeah.
bag, he hit him with that sight. We call it the gangster punch. That's what you do with somebody in the club. You just got done dancing with your girl, they bought her a drink, you ain't okay with it, come on,
Yeah.
wow, that's what you do.
Happens to me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Another
Quick-
winner.
We do have a winner right there.
Ed Parker.
Parker. Oh, he wants some DJ swag. Sweet.
Who did?
Ed Parker.
Ed
01.
Parker 01, congratulations to you, my friend. You won yourself some DJ swag. We'll get this thing out to you as soon as possible. Sign
Right, I want
A lot of people want to see Cruz.
Yeah, let's do
Cruz versus
Cruz.
DJ.
Yeah.
TJ.
TJ, yeah, Cruz, TJ. I'll pick Cruz.
You beat Cruz, yeah, because you're good with the movement. I beat TJ.
I'll teach you how to do TJ's. He has some custom movements.
Does he have some custom
Yeah.
movement?
So tricky. It's gonna take people a little while to learn this stuff. I think. I don't fight with Cruz a lot, so I haven't like really integrated it into my game yet. But I know how to do everything. It looks awesome. This stuff is like. Cruz has such a unique look to him.
Style when he
fighting.
fights, yes.
He's
So
probably the easiest one
characteristic.
to kind of make stand out in the game,
Yes.
and I think we nailed it with his.
I'd love for you to show some of that movement actually, because that's what
Yeah,
we
I'll do
captured
that
in the
first.
mocap.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love
Yeah, I'm
this
not
stuff.
gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna get it all in your face. I'm gonna grapple, take it down, ain't nothing happen.
That's it.
We show how flashy you are.
Question for Jeff and Mark: how nervous do you guys get before the night before release day?
It's interesting.
I wouldn't say nervous. I get so excited. Like this
Yeah.
week when I woke up on Monday, it was like this is our fight week pretty much for us. Like we're launching early access this week on the 25th. Next Friday on Feb 2nd we're going worldwide launch.
And then
So-
Champions Edition launch.
The championship edition. So it's literally from
All right.
now on. It's just like Christmas Day for us.
Here's Cruz. So he's got. Was that the bump? Is that what we call the bump, or is that dark? I don't know which one's which.
The ton.
So that's the dark or the bump. I'm not sure which one's which. He's also got a forward-moving one that looks almost exactly the same. So you can kind of use that as a feint into that one. He's got the 1-2 from that. I think you can do the bump into a 2. You can go forward and then exit out to the left.
Good
You can go
lord.
straight to the left. Do we have anything to the right? Yeah, we got a little switch to the right, and then the switch combos into a hook. And that hook has extra stopping power. So if I come up to you and I do that little switch hook, you always do a full body hit reaction, so it'll interrupt whatever you're doing.
Gotcha.
So it's got extra power because of the way he's pivoting on that strike.
Oh yeah, like that. Oh yeah, it almost kind of stuns me into that.
And so chaining together all this stuff, you get some really unique stuff that you can only do with crews. I think, yeah, those two combos, so you can do the forward, left, and then the hook. So it takes a little bit of practice to get this stuff down, but it's pretty handy. So these all have what I call evasive frames, so they avoid straight punches when you do this little bump. So when you're doing these 1-2s, you can.
I'm gonna try to hit you. See you.
Sure. Yeah. Get in here. Oh, got me first. Oh, I'm holding on.
He definitely has, after fighting Dom and watching him fight, he does have that distinct movement. How he has that. Yeah. I like how you guys call it a bump because it does look like a bump, and then he switches and throws that right hook.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only fighter that after so many years he stays consistent with that style, with the footwork, and which makes it very hard to train for. And obviously, he's probably put a lot of hours into him doing it.
Yeah.
And in order for you to master that footwork, which would be a big key on using him in the game. So whoever's gonna pick him up, get ready to study a lot.
Yep. So when you fought him, how is it like with his movement? Like, is there cues during the fight that you were picking up on?
There's always, I mean, even when you're watching a fight, he has this that bump kind of, and then he always likes to exit out and leave his head up.
Yeah.
But with him being so tall, 5'10", it's so hard. My leg has to come from all the way up there to kick him, so it's very hard to time that. But other than that, that was probably one of the biggest things. And he uses so much movement when he's fighting, which makes it hard. So now, when I fought him back then, I don't have the skills that I have now. So there's like things that if I had the skills I had now, that you can minimize that movement.
Yes.
But he's obviously the bigger dude, so it's a lot harder to wrestle him.
Yeah.
But not in this game, baby. Yee! Oh damn! I dropped it. Ah! Oh, what the?
End of the round, yeah.
Damn it.
You want to try out TJ stuff?
Yeah,
show
show me out.
stuff. Yeah, it's let me see if I remember this right. I think it's L1 and then flick the left stick, and there should be one to the side that's unique to him. So those are all the basic. Yeah, I think it's that one. So to your right, do it to the right, and then throw a right hook off of that. So chain those like a combo.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So it's like a circling switch hook.
Yeah. He does that.
And then I think he can throw the lead hook as well from that same thing. So try the same thing, but throw a lead hook.
So, Mark, question for you.
Yeah.
So
people
no,
asking
the lunge to your right and throw the lead hook off of it. Yeah.
Oh,
Try
gotcha.
that. So do the lunge first. Yeah.
Nice.
But do the lead hook really quick. Let's see it. Maybe I'm off. Maybe it's something else. He also has a really quick. Oh, there we go.
That movement looked good.
Yeah, he's got that diagonal step.
Yeah.
So you can cover an angle and a distance change in that one lunge, and then throw a power hook, which has the same kind of extra stopping power that the cruise hook has.
Gotcha.
Mark, the question was, so EA Access launches January 25th, and then Champions Edition launches on January 30th, correct?
Correct, that is.
And then Worldwide launches on February 2nd.
Yep.
And so what's the difference between the Championship Edition launch and the basic launch?
You want to answer that?
Yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay. Champions Edition is gives you 3 days early access, and they actually get to choose between 5 champions, past and present. So they get their choice between Joanna, Conor, yourself, GSP, or Anderson in Ultimate Team. So it kind of gives you a boost in your Ultimate Team career, as well as you get that awesome 3 days early access.
The reason I wanted Yaz to speak to it because he organized all that. So
Gotcha. Now,
give him a shout out.
What exactly is Ultimate Team, or should we wait till we get to career mode about that?
Well, I can speak to that while you guys are playing.
Okay.
Because I don't believe we're going to be demoing it today.
Okay.
Ultimate Team for us is an opt-in mode. It's a mode where obviously you have a created fighter, or this time for the first time you have a licensed fighter. So any UFC athlete you can bring in, You're collecting, you're fighting, you're collecting coins, opening up packs and building up your fighter. What we've really focused on this year is really making it equal for somebody who doesn't want to purchase packs and you just want to spend time grinding and earning packs. You can earn the exact same rewards with coins in single player versus multiplayer. So that's huge for the community. We listened to your feedback there. We've also added single player championships, so if you don't want to go online, you can play by yourself and have your own sort of fun there. We're adding sets and collectibles. So sets and collectibles, again, you're earning sort of these set pieces, if you will. Once you collect a full set, you trade that in for a special pack and rewards. So really this year we focused on giving the players a lot of rewards for their time. And that's really the only mode in our game that there's monetization. Outside of Ultimate Team, there's no monetization, so the community doesn't have to worry about that. But if you do want to purchase packs via grind with your time, or you can do it either way you want.
You're doing pay to win again?
No pay to win, man.
Good.
Never in UFC. Well, we always strive, honestly, in UFC to make it as fair and balanced. It's not about that for this game.
Oh!
Some questions about, is there a new chemistry system in Ultimate Team, Mark?
What do you mean by chemistry?
So when you craft certain moves, if you get say a DJ armbar and you put it on your DJ fighter, does that equal chemistry?
We did, yes. So it's very very different actually. Like if you look at some of our players, we know there's crossover in FIFA where you're building up your entire team chemistry and you're putting in athletes and soccer players in different positions to build up your team chemistry. For UFC, you're actually trying to match those moves on your fighters. So it's a more simplistic system that gives you sort of these boosts. So yes, that's brand new for this year.
Get up, DJ! DJ! No!
I think it's the first time I played like competitively with
Dom.
With Dom, I really like it. I tested all that stuff. I knew how to do it, but I've never actually played with it. It's pretty handy.
It is.
That switch hook is really nice.
How do you figure out who has thicker armpit hair or light? 'Cause I've been looking at armpit.
There's one person whose job it is to go to every UFC fighter and just take a look, take reference photos.
Notes.
Yeah. Similar to USADA, they could show up at any time.
Oh, that's right, huh?
So I think we're swapping.
Time to go?
Yep.
Do you want to have one fight before you take over?
We'll do fights at the end.
Okay, cool.
Move up weight
Alright.
classes.
Thanks for the fights.
Thanks, brother.
great
Appreciate
to
you,
meet you.
man. Nice to meet you too. Get out of my couch.